Okay. So this is from Game Rant. 85% of UK video game spending was digital in 2020. With many people stuck at home due to COVID-19 pandemic, going to a physical store to buy a game went out of style in the UK in 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic forced rethinking of how even the most basic of tasks was performed. Getting groceries, going to the doctor's appointment, or buying video games. Not only did visiting a physical store seem less appealing, but with everyone locked up, a video game became the go-to way to pass time. After a report revealing that digital game sales in Europe were up in 2020, it looks like the same pattern is holding true in the UK as well. With folks looking for something, anything, anything, please, anything to do past the time, video games quickly emerge as the perfect hobby for these unprecedented times. It reflects in numbers across the board that people flocked to their consoles, picking up a controller, and got cozy on the couch. Switch was the top selling console in 2020 in the UK. Okay, that's crazy to think about. The PS4 was not the top selling console in the UK in 2020. You'd think it'd be the PS4. I didn't know the Switch was doing that well in the UK. I know the Switch is doing well in general, but you think the PS4 would sell more? But I guess not. Outselling all other consoles, combined riding on the success of games new and old like Animal Crossing New Horizons and the resilient Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah, like if you put any Mario Kart game out, it will sell for a decade at least. Call of Duty dominates the list of best-selling games for 2020. Okay, makes sense. Now that more sales data that has now that more sales data has been tailed, tallied, sorry, tailed, tallied, it appears that the pandemic has changed the landscape with regards to game sales. Over 85% of game purchases in 2020 in the UK were digital, and a number of that had been trending towards upwards anyways, but COVID-19 helped push it to new levels. Gaming also accounted for 40% of entertainment spending in the UK. Makes sense. With the huge dips in revenue for movies, a likely reason why video games made up a bigger portion. Yeah, because the movie theater industry, you make a lot of money off that because, like, obviously one ticket is like $15, right? But on Netflix, you just pay what, $15 a month, and you can have four or five guys over to four or five of your friends over, and you can just watch a movie together. Like you don't have to, they can't like physically charge every person that's in your room, or like in your house that's watching the movie. So it's relatively cheaper. But for movie tickets, if there's four people who want to go watch it, they're gonna have to all four have to pay tickets, right, to watch the movie. It makes a lot of sense. But other than that, video games they have a variety amounts of options, right, in terms of how much you pay for them. Call of Duty, $60. You go down to Fall Guys, which I think is $20, or you can go further down. You go to like mobile games, which are free, but you have some what you call it, microtransactions, which could cost money. So there's a like a huger variety of purchase points for each game. Some game could be $40. I think what was it? Tony Hawk Pro Skater that remastered was like $45. It wasn't a full $60 um, purchase price. So there's different levels to it. And if you look at so obviously if you sell 5 million copies of Cyberpunk 2077, you're gonna make a lot more money on that game than you're gonna make on like a movie. And and plus that obviously games have other values. Like if it's a multiplayer game, you can sell skins. And I think the video game industry already is making probably more money than the film industry. But I think that's true. I have to look into those stats, but they're probably at that level now. What are we at? With huge dips in revenue for movies, a likely reason why video games made up a bigger portion of the pie in 2020. With games moving to digital purchases, it makes sense that Cyberpunk 2077 was the biggest digital launch of all time. What will be really interesting to see if these numbers hold and if the digital game sales continue to represent a high percentage of purchases going forward. It feels like it could be a shift that doesn't revert back. Digital sales were up nearly 20% year over. Okay, this is what I wanted to know. So it was a 20% increase. So already before COVID-19, people were already trending towards buying digital games. 20% year over year compared to the box product, which saw a still healthy 7% increase. So box copies still had a bit of an increase as well. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic is still being felt as the virus has not gone anywhere. Despite vaccination efforts underway to eradicate it, it will never be eradicated. It will always be around. It's going to be like a new flu. Events that looked like they could possibly be held in the coming months are once again considered to move online. Instead of E3 2021 is being planned as a digital event. The number of esports tournaments that would be live have been postponed to and are only online now. The huge percentage of game sales the digital purchases make up fits right in the narrative of 2020. I also want to say something else. The UK is a very small place. They have a lot of people, but they're very, very, very urban. Like, I don't know what the stats are, but like there's a lot of cities in the UK, and most people live in cities. And if you live in a country which is like very small in comparison to where I'm from in Canada and like the US, and it's easier to have higher internet speeds because it's easier to connect up smaller countries in terms of network. So there's another factor to it. The UK is a very urbanized country, and it's easy to get from one side of the country to the other side. And also, all the cities are right next to each other. Like London is very close to, it's maybe a 2-hour drive to Manchester and Liverpool. I don't know exactly, but they're very close. They're not that far apart. Going from Edinburgh to London is probably a 7-hour drive or something. So it's easier to connect up these cities and have great internet going from one city to another city. The problem is if you live in a country that's huge like Canada, the United States, like I'll give you a hint, Saskatchewan, there's only 2 big cities in there, and a lot of people live in the rural areas. So the internet connection is probably really hard to link up those small communities. Saskatchewan, Regina probably have really great internet, but it's probably very hard to get maybe like Moose Jaw. I don't know if you guys know Moose Jaws, to get internet connection to those guys because they're just so sparse. Everybody's just everywhere, right? So it's like these small communities are so sparsely populated, but they need internet as well. So it makes sense that UK would be a country like the UK would be very like already into digital sales and all that stuff. I want to know how much the US digital sales were last year. That's probably something that we can look into. And also Canada. Thank you for watching this clip of the roundup. I did the roundup every Thursday live at 5 p.m. and posted on YouTube right after. If you want to watch the full version of the show, you can go to the YouTube channel Cole_Drake41 where you can watch the full video, or you can watch more clips from this channel if you want to watch the whole video. Again, it's 30 minutes long. It's really long, and most people are like, 20 seconds in, they're like, this is boring. Let me leave. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and you guys have an amazing day.